Hey guys, it's Nikki Indigo. So I'm excited to have Sergeant Wash here telling us about his nonprofit. How are you today?
Doing well. How about you?
Good. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
But first, thank you for having me. But again, my name is Robert Walsh. I'm an 18-year veteran police officer. But more importantly, I am the founder of NEX Metropolitan, which I founded in 2020. Really, just after the need, I felt like the community needed just to mentor young boys ages 15 to 21, which is a demographic that's often left out.
Well, first, thank you for your service to our
Thank you.
city, and thank you for this nonprofit. You're right, there is a big need for this type of service, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the organization. You told us how it came about, but tell us a little bit more about the organization on there.
Well, I'll give you a full background of who I am. I grew up in New Orleans, was born in Chicago, grew up in New Orleans, and first generation college student. And I was the guy that didn't really know what he was going to do. I always knew that I wanted to be a cop. I didn't know how to get there. I lived in that lower socioeconomic community, but I always said I wasn't at risk. I was never involved in any criminal activity, no drugs or anything like that, but I was less fortunate. I didn't have the resources that I actually needed to get there. There was nobody in my community screaming to be to work and become a cop. So it was a struggle for me. You know, my parents did what they could to get me to graduation. Again, I was the first person to graduate in my family. And so after college, after high school, I didn't know what I was going to do. Again, I started working at Walmart and pushing shopping carts. And there was a gentleman who finally kind of just started talking to me and poured into me and asked me what I was going to do with my life. And I told him that I wanted to be a cop. And he said, "You can't do that here at Walmart." Nothing against Walmart employees or anything like that. But after that, I was fortunate enough to attend Southern University, where I earned my bachelor's and a master's degree in criminal justice. So I was on my path, and I credit my parents because I'm actually here because of all of the things that they poured into me and the things that they sacrificed. So when I moved to Arlington, again, I had a friend who I met in undergrad, and Dr. Jeffrey Fobbs, and he was an officer here already. He told me about the great things here in Arlington, and I'm here. And no one knew my path. I worked undercover here in Arlington for a long time, and as a covert narcotics detective, you don't have the opportunity to really interact with the officers as much. But I always had a knack for service. So I started mentoring with Big Brother, Big Sisters here locally, and took it all the way until I started NEX Metropolitan, really. So I just kind of wanted to give back to the community that gave to me.
I love that. Yeah, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I'm very well aware of them. They were around, when I was younger, and it's done a lot for, like you said, the kids in the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That didn't have that mentorship on there. Well, amazing. I'm so thankful to have you here and have you talk about what you do with this organization on there. Yeah, tell us a little bit more. If someone is looking to, watching the program now and they're wanting, they're like, I have a child that needs this type of mentorship. How do they get started with that?
Well, it's pretty simple. Our website, you can find me. You can pretty much a lot of the officers around know who we are and what we do. But our website obviously is the most effective way of contacting us. Believe me, our phone rings all day. And I'll tell you guys, like I tell everyone else, we won't turn a kid away who's in the action phase of their lives. Which means if that kid needs and wants mentorship, we'll take them. We'll take them in the phase that they are, because we understand that at 15, 16 years old, you have your whole life ahead of you. You may have committed a crime or something like that, but that won't define who you are. And we want to be in that process of helping you overcome those obstacles and get where you have to go to be a productive citizen in our community.
I love that. And you said the ages start 15?
15 to 21. I do have a few that are a little bit younger. It's hard to turn a kid away, but those are special circumstances. But yeah.
Do they have to live in Arlington, or can they live around the DFW area? How does that work?
So I have young men throughout the DFW.
Okay.
Throughout the FW area, there are times and special circumstances we go back to New Orleans. I was proud to bring an event back to New Orleans, to my high school a couple years ago. So we try to serve really all demographics as well. That is a false prophecies that everyone believes that we only mentor black boys, but
Yeah.
we mentor any young men that come around. It doesn't matter your religion or your sexual preference and things like that. It's our job to just be a small piece of that young man's success.
Thank you. Well, thank you again for everything that you're doing. As we close out, is there anything else that you would like the audience to know about your organization or about yourself?
Yeah, as far as the organization goes, obviously I'm the face of the organization, but I don't own it. I am simply delivering a message. I am a prophet. And I really believe that none of this is possible without all of the volunteers that we have that continue to pour into young men. We do focus on mental health as well. We have a couple clinical social workers that have an expertise that obviously I don't. We would never diagnose a kid, but we will provide resources based off of what we see and we understand, with that kid. And we also have parents that just really care. We have a young lady whose son died here in Arlington from gun violence, and being a former homicide sergeant here in Arlington, I understand that pain. I understand seeing those families, and so she's doing everything she can to make sure her son's life was not in vain. And again, our volunteers just completely pour in. And there are some officers that do the same. Excuse me, they do the same thing every day as well with the organization. Because outside of uniform, we're citizens. We're fathers. We're sons, and anything that you can bring to or resources for NEX is what we are always looking for. And I will say this as well. If you plant a seed, whether it's an in-kind donation or if it's a monetary donation, you're planting it in good fertile soil, because we do a lot for the young men that we serve with very little.
And Sergeant, what's the number that anyone, I know they can go to your website, but what's the number where they can contact you as well?
Yes, it's 817-725-4040.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and know about your organization. Definitely, guys, please definitely go to the website, call the number. We'll share that information at the end of the video. But if you are needing any of the services that Sergeant Wash has talked about, please contact them on there. Again, guys, thank you for watching. This has been Nikki on the Go, and please like, share, and subscribe. Take care, guys. Bye.